Hey, it's another beautiful Thursday morning. How are you doing? Welcome to the Jam 316 Relationship Clinic. Every Thursday, we talk about relationships, focusing mainly on marriage relationships and how to build stronger marriages. So, the question on the table this morning is, how do you deal with a jealous spouse? They are always suspicious that you are walking around with somebody else. They are always suspicious of anybody of the opposite sex who comes close to you. They are always suspicious of who you're talking to on the phone. They are always suspicious, where are you? How do you deal with that? You know, you can get to a place where you want to pull your hairs out. But man, this is your spouse. So how do you live with that? How do you deal with that? And by the way, is jealousy a bad thing? Or can it be both good and bad? I really don't know. We'll get to find out as we indulge with our guest this morning. And I'm inviting you to be a part of this conversation as always. If you have an experience to share, please share it, because iron sharpens iron. We learn from each other. If you have questions to ask, please ask them and we'll get you the answers. I have experts in the studio. They know everything. In studio with me, two friends of family media, two personal friends, Pastor Barnabas Achoki and his wife, Pastor Grace Achoki, both of them marriage and relationship coaches. It's good to have you in studio.
Thank you.
Good to have you too. Good to have us here.
This jealous thing, jealous. First of all, what is jealousy? When you say somebody is jealous, what do you really mean?
Jealousy is a feeling or a showing of resentment, envious or resentment of someone or their achievements, possessions, or perceived advantages.
I like that one.
It's a perceived, it's a perception. It's not a perception. Yeah, I see you then, I'm jealous for that shirt, or that jacket, or because you are here and I'm not there.
Yeah.
So those are, now that's jealousy in a general term.
Okay.
Yeah, but in terms of marriage and spouses, is a feeling or showing or resentful suspicion that one's partner is attracted to or involved with someone else. Now, that's both for married people, or people even who are dating, but even singles. Jemo, you remember those days when when you saw that chick and then somebody else also seems to be.
Yes.
So you feel
so
something in you.
Yes.
Una feel Kimnado.
Even you know Kimnado.
Yes.
I get you.
Yeah. So that's the feeling of jealousy. You want to be that person to be only for you and not somebody else.
Is it a bad thing? Is it a bad thing to be jealous?
Well, it's a bad thing, but it can also be a good thing.
Okay.
When we are, in a married situation, marriage situation, because we have healthy jealousy, but also unhealthy jealousy.
Oh.
Healthy jealousy is when I see maybe Barnabas is spending a little more time with somebody else, and he doesn't give me that time. So I feel, no, Barnabas, I think let's share the time.
Okay.
Or you're spending too much time. Remember, it's not just a person, but you're spending too much time maybe at your workplace. It's 8 to 5, but now you've carried work 8 to 8 or 8 to 10, or you've carried work home. And so I feel jealous because there is something that we are missing. You're kind of exchanging our relationship or our time for something else. But it can be unhealthy in a relationship when now it comes to the other spouse is angry, the other spouse is stalking you, the other spouse becomes too possessive, the other spouse will not give you breathing space, they are always on your phone. That now, yes, they are jealous, but it's an unhealthy jealousy. So it can be healthy or unhealthy.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it begins to manifest itself in a marriage situation, like some of the things you have talked about, they're always wanting to look at my phone. They're always wanting to know who was that you're talking to. How do you begin to deal with that? Is it something that should alarm the other spouse, or is it just anakuagaivo?
No, it should alarm the other spouse, because when somebody becomes over possessive and they're there and they cannot even allow you to, every time you go somewhere, every 5 minutes they are calling you.
Yeah.
Or they are sending you a text. Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? You see, you can't have breathing space. That's not the way a marriage is supposed to be. I trust that when Barnabas leaves home, or when I leave home, going to town or going to hang out with my friends, that he knows, he trusts me that I am doing the right thing. But when somebody is always on your case, he wants to know every little thing and how you're spending your time, then there is a major problem. But the greater, the question that we should be asking is, where is that jealousy coming from?
Yeah.
What is it that is making this person overly protective and he does not want to give you space? There must be something.
Okay.
So it could be that maybe there is the trust was lost in the relationship earlier on, or the way they came together, there was already a trust issue on either sides, or his background could be one of the parents cheated, or there could just be something that is not happening. There could be a lot of things that could lead to this jealousy.
Okay.
So it's something that should alarm. It's not something that we just sweep under the carpet, because the other spouse really suffers.
Yeah. Could self-esteem be an issue here as well? Low self-esteem, whereby I feel that I'm not really good enough for this person. Ni Mungu tu alinionea huruma. Yeah.
Yes.
And so if she goes out there, some other guy may sweep her off her feet.
Yes, definitely. Again, like what Grace was saying, this jealousy stems from somewhere. So feelings of low self-esteem, maybe you're not confident about your looks. Then ukaangukia this wonderful, beautiful person.
Yes.
So you'll always be scared that somebody may take them away from you because you feel you're not worth that person. And it's vice versa, or a lady with a guy who is very successful.
Yes.
And so she will be very scared that, wow, Mimi, I don't deserve this person. Hata kizuri yangu si kama ya wale. You see,
Sijasoma kama hao wengine.
and then now you see this guy goes to the workplace, he's in the market space, and so and if the ladies are stay-at-home mom, or doing business but not working in that office, so she'll be feeling a bit of, but it's again a lot of self-esteem issues. And that's why it's important for us as we come into marriage to deal with some of these things, because if we don't, then we carry them into marriage. These are the symptoms or the beginnings of our insecurities.
Okay.
And what heightens jealousy is those insecurities. Yes, if I have low self-esteem, I feel I'm not worth. You're always feeling you're not worth somebody. Yeah.
But sometimes, even as we are getting into marriage, some of these things may be underlying, but we don't know them. How do you deal with that?
Yes, and that's why it's important to also, whenever when you're a couple, it's always important to have somebody else who you're dealing with. For example, you have a peer, or you have a mentor, but you're also mentoring people. Those three relationships are very important. So you have a peer, you have a mentor, and you have the people that you're mentoring. Because
but more important than that is it's prima, and I think this is where we are now laying a lot of emphasis in our premarital counseling.
Okay.
We bring into our marriages what we've been.
Yeah.
We are who we have always been.
Yes.
So that's what we bring in. We have a plan, and that plan is based on where you came from. Like Grace said earlier, if your father cheated on your mother, then you come into marriage knowing that one day this guy will also cheat on you.
Cheat on me.
If you come having been socialized that men cheat, so you're just waiting for that moment when this guy will cheat. Yes. If you've come from a place where, yes, your self-esteem was greatly affected by a situation that you went through, so you come with that into marriage. And so in Prima, we now have to be very, very careful and help couples begin to interrogate those things that they are coming with into the marriage. We keep saying this, half plus half equals a whole. No, not one whole, but munenge kwa shimo.
Or half plus half equals a whole.
Marriage is about one whole person and one whole person making one whole. But so often we come with these issues within ourselves, and most of those things now become heightened in marriage. Yeah.
Wow. I've seen also a situation where the husband really suppresses the wife and some things she can't do because unaenda kujionyesha huko nje kwa wanaume wengine, so no makeup, no fancy hair, you know, keep your hair natural, don't put on this, don't put on this, don't put on this. So it comes off in an aggressive way. But could that also be a form of jealousy?
It could be, because again, orientation and socialization. You are told those ladies who do that are loose women. Yes. So for you, your wife doing that, you're always thinking she's going to look for somebody.
Yeah.
So you now unamkazia hiyo nywele. See, again, it's a lot about your own insecurities.
Exactly.
So you want to make her as not visible as possible, as not attractive as possible, so that she's only kept for you. But you see, you can't force that. That's something that should be mutual and done willingly. I can't force Grace just to be with me because I'm forcing her, but she should want to be only for me.
But the surprising thing is, if those are the things that attracted you to this person, then now you're going against them and saying that, no, you should not do this. That means that now you're seeing this other person that you are not attracted to. My concern is, wouldn't you be attracted to now somebody else who now looks like what this one used to be? So you have kept her there. You're suppressing everything that you want to suppress. But you're not attracted to them. So you go looking out for the person that now fits your picture, or the person that now you will be attracted to, the one that will now feed your emotions and feed your vision and all that, because this one is not what you saw at the beginning. So then it is dangerous, and there is a major problem there. There is a major problem with that particular husband, because there are insecurities, there are things that he's dealing with, and sometimes it also could be that by the time you're suppressing this person, your wife, you are also maybe in another relationship. So you're thinking that what I am doing is what she is doing. Or the way this lady has given herself to me, and this is the type of person she is, then that is what my wife is also doing, and this is the type of person she is. So you're just, you're covering your sins. But so by doing that, you're trying to cover your sins. But you're in that same, you're on the other side.
What about personality? Where you have an introvert and an extrovert. And the extrovert is the life of the party.
Yes.
Everybody loves them. They talk to everybody. Could that also be breeding ground for jealousy if a couple is introvert, extrovert?
Definitely. And again, this is why it's important to address these issues when you're doing your preparing for marriage. Because it's true. If you marry a lady who's an extrovert, who is all over everybody, and we were just talking about this earlier with Grace. I know there are those ladies who, even they will come to you, they will touch, and not that they are bad people. They're not evil. They just, that's their personality. They are very free. They are life of the party, and they'll hug you, they'll jump at you. And I'm imagining if the husband, on the other hand, is that introverted person, if he's not careful and he's not aware of that, then he can begin to feel jealous. Or if the man, in this case, there are men who are also outgoing, they hug everybody, they are always there. When they're talking to a lady, they're holding their hand. So if the wife is not secure and doesn't understand that about their husband, then they can start feeling jealous or thinking that the husband is, what's happening to my husband. And so it's important for you to understand the different personalities. But having said that, it's also important for you knowing your personality, and if your wife is not comfortable, these are things these are discussions you need to have. So that you're also now being careful. I mean, personality is not an excuse to hurt your partner.
Definitely.
Yes. There are strengths, but there are also weaknesses, and so you manage your weaknesses. And so if your wife is not comfortable in how you're always touching and all over these ladies, then hey, just respect that.
So you come up with boundaries. What do we? How far can I go?
Yes.
Is it not how far can I touch? But, how
but even in the boundaries, you have to be careful. You see, for that extrovert, don't put so strict boundaries on them, because that's also killing them.
Exactly.
Just have a minimum. Just have
understanding.
Somehow come to understanding. Because see, the structured person can have very strict boundaries, which can kill the other person. So you also just have to be careful. In this person is this way, so let them understand, and then as you're working in that understanding, it's a give and take from both sides. For you who is an introvert, agree. So sometimes you need to go out with your life of the party partner, and just be with them. Corner, una observe from that corner of yours. The other party is not bothered or saying you are boring. No. It's just that you are an introvert. So there has to be a balance, so that you're not killing the other person based on the personalities.
I want to highlight one word that he has said: understanding. You need to understand the person that you're married to. But if you're not married, you need to understand the person that you're getting married to, and ask yourself, can I handle this?
Can I deal with this?
Because before you get married, there are those traits, there are those things that come out. You can see that this person is a jovial person. There are people, they are very outgoing there. So can I deal with this? If you're already struggling before you get married, don't think that it will get better when you get married, that she's now going to cool off. If anything, she'll feel, I'm now secure. Hey, I'll jump to the moon.
Yes.
So you have to if you're not married, then try to understand the person that you're getting married to and ask yourself those difficult questions. Am I able to handle this? Is it okay? How do we deal with this? If you're trying to not correct it, but if you're trying to deal with it then before you get married and it's not going anywhere, then hey, maybe you have to think otherwise.
But the funny thing is that even if you look carefully, it's the laws of nature. And that's how God made it. You are attracted to the opposite.
Yes.
The introverts will be attracted to the extrovert.
Yes.
The extrovert is attracted to the introvert. And I see that all the couples I deal with, I see that.
So who are you with the introvert here? Are you the introvert?
I am the introvert. She's the extrovert.
Yes.
Yeah, I am an introvert. I tell people that they're shocked. I am an introvert. I appear to be an extrovert, but I'm an introvert. Yes. So that's what attracted me to her, because she was this extrovert kind of a person. So that opposites attract, but you just don't need to know that. We keep saying this before marriage they attract, after marriage they attack. So we need to understand each other and not to now start being suspicious or thinking that your partner is cheating simply because that's the kind of personality they are. So until and unless you have found something tangible to prove that this person is cheating, I think we need to give each other benefit of doubt. You can raise your concerns. You can discuss and talk and say, okay, this makes me uncomfortable. When you do this, I get a little bit uncomfortable. Please, be careful here, or for my sake, do this. So we understand, because again, you who is an extrovert, you're married. You're not living by yourself. So also consider, I think the best way to honor your partner is to also listen to them. And where you're going overboard,
unapunguza
kidogo. Yes.
We're talking about jealousy. How do you deal with a jealous spouse? Or maybe you are the jealous spouse and you're wondering, okay, what do I do with it? I'm thinking there are jobs sometimes that can be very interesting. I remember a friend of mine asking me, how do I deal with this? Because my wife is so jealous. I work in a salon. I am touching women's hair the whole day.
Wow.
And my wife is she's getting to a place she's not happy with this job, because she's thinking there's no way you're hanging out with those women. And I know what happens in saloons. Apana. How do you deal with a situation like that?
Wow, that's a tough one.
That's a tricky one.
Yes.
That's a very tricky one. But I think there has to be an understanding of the nature of job the person is doing, and then the behavior of the person. If his behavior, I think it's the same thing if your wife is a hair hostess. Yes, we have all these things that go on in our mind. But the job. Even a pastor, sometimes you spend a lot of time counseling the ladies, listening to ladies' problems, and the wife, is at home there. So I think it's just for people to understand this is the nature of this person's job, and from time to time you can pop in there and just hang around there, if just to get that assurance. The man can even invite her to be coming over, if she's feeling that. But I think sorry to cut you short. I don't know if there's any wife who will go and want to hang out in the salon and just see the way the man is. No, and yet at home when you say, please just rub my back, it's like, I'm tired. But you are washing that lady at the sink, their scalp, and really scrubbing that hair.
I'm telling you.
And after some time, you give them a massage on the shoulder.
And I think what you're saying is true. And I think sometimes also we have to realize, you see, because he's been doing that a lot at the workplace,
oh, no.
Just like sometimes even us who talk a lot and counseling, when you get home, you want to be quiet, you want to relax, and I think that can be very confusing. But I think we need to understand the nature of our spouse's jobs and understand and just trust. I think, and I think Grace said it earlier, in all these situations, trust is key. And so we begin at a place of trust until that trust is broken. Now, if the guy starts behaving funnily, if you hear the guy is now disappearing or is doing other funny things, then if it comes to that space, then we need to address the issue.
Yeah.
And I think we also need to be honest enough, because our spouse, oftentimes, and I think Grace talked about it earlier on, there's a healthy part of jealousy. And your wife can be able to see something and tell you, hey, Jemo, you're them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wachana na you're them. Yeah. Or please, and you are busy wanting to cancel that girl all the
I'm
time.
the man of
You're the man of God. You want
Yes.
to pray with her as well. Yeah, So I think as a couple, then you need to have those conversations, because I think part of you being each other's helpmate, or mostly our wives being our helpmate,
Yeah.
is to see certain things that probably we are not seeing.
Very true.
And so be
Very
able to
true.
say, okay, actually, if that's something that you've seen, then I need to maybe I just need to be careful. I may not resign per se, but maybe need to be careful. But pia kinilemea, then let me look for another job
Yes.
where I don't have to be expose myself to that kind of environment.
Yeah.
I like what you have said. Ikinilemea, you know yourself.
Yeah.
You know how far you can go, and you know when things are happening. So if you have that job and you know that whenever I go to massage that scalp, there are certain things that happen. Surely you may not be able to share it with your wife, but share it with another man. That's why it's good to have a peer, somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you can really expose yourself to, and you don't feel condemned.
Yes.
And you can tell them that this job is giving me problems, and my wife has told me twice, thrice, but it's not that she's being paranoid. It's true. There's something that is happening, because when I come home, my behavior towards her is also different, has changed.
Yeah.
So then I think it's time to look for another job. But if you can handle it, and you know that maybe your wife is just being concerned, then that understanding again needs to come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
But are there situations where you need to reconsider to help alleviate this jealousy that your spouse is struggling with? There's nothing happening, but the fact is my spouse is not okay with it.
You can do it once, but if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 times, there's a problem.
There's a problem.
There's
Okay.
a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, so I can do it once, but now again, so when you don't want me to leave, because you see, truth of the nature, truth of life is this.
Yeah.
We work with people of the opposite sex.
Yes.
You cannot prevent your spouse interacting with people from the opposite sex.
Yes.
That's how life is.
Yeah.
In the offices, they work with those people. So we just have to be in a place where we trust that they know what they're doing, and if there's an issue, we can talk about it. But if it's a matter of nilitoka huko, now even this one, you're still worried. Even this, so there's something wrong
something,
with this other person.
you need
Okay.
to,
Listen to this one. I'm a jealous spouse. My husband is in car groups with other women. I feel insecure because he's so close to one woman. They've been flirting with each other. How do I overcome this jealousy, as I don't trust him anymore?
And I think that's a positive jealousy. That's the healthy jealousy Grace was talking about. Because, you see, James, marriage is an exclusive relationship. It's not like BBI, all inclusive. In the exclusive. It's, so the moment Grace feels there's somebody else,
Yes.
it's no longer 2 being 1, it's 3 or 4 being 1, then she has every right, I have every right to raise a concern.
But I'm just wondering.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, because reading this comment, I'm making various assumptions. I'm making an assumption: the husband loves cars, the wife does not.
Okay.
The husband loves cars. He's in a car group. He's interacting with. I'm sure the group doesn't just have women.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has men as well.
Yes.
And so he's interacting with these men and women in a car group over a love of something that they share.
Yes.
But it seems like the wife is outside of that. So could it help if the wife became interested in what the husband is doing?
Yes, it would help a lot. It
Because
could help.
I remember we put together, I love Volkswagens. You guys have known me for years. I love Volkswagens. We put together a Volkswagen club, and every other month we would do something. We would go for a club meeting, we would go for a katua, and it forced my wife to love it. Because you'd say, no, you're not leaving me in the house. I may not know anything about Volkswagens, but let's go.
Yes.
There'll be other wives there. Yeah, there'll be other women. Twende.
Yeah.
You know, so she became interested. So could that also be a solution?
It could be a solution that she also joins that group so that she is there with them. But remember what she has mentioned, that it's gone beyond. It's not just that.
He's now flirting.
He's now flirting.
Yes.
So there is already a relationship that is forming there. So it would help if she joined the group. Of course, if the flirting continues, then they need to pick it up with maybe somebody else who can help them. Because that's now already a problem. Because there is already a relationship that is on the way.
Yes, and I think part of the boundaries that Grace was talking about earlier, and that's why the word flirting. You see, there are certain text messages that I can only send to Grace.
The exclusive.
The exclusive ones, yes. So if she finds that, and that's why I was talking about the exclusivity of marriage. There are certain things I can do for my wife I cannot do for any other lady.
Yes.
That's just how exclusive it is.
Yes.
There are things we can do to anybody, but there are things that are only done to that person. So if my partner feels that what is supposed to be only for her or for him is being done for somebody else, there becomes a problem. Yes. However, but like you said earlier, if it's just a matter of having this club and her, in fact, it's not even her coming there. It's you also to bring her in. Just to show her that I'm okay. You see, again, that's how we always portray ourselves and help strengthen trust between us. Bring your wife into that space so that she's seeing, okay, these are the people you hang out with. These are the people you work with.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Grace. I'm dating a guy who calls once a day or after 24 hours. Grace doesn't like this. Grace, can you help your namesake here? Because she feels like this guy does not care. Because he calls once a day. I'm just, before you answer,
my namesake.
Because I was just thinking about this earlier, and I was going to ask you guys if technology has enhanced jealousy. Because for us back in the day, my friend, you didn't even have a phone in your house. She would not call, you would not call, there's no means. Mulisikizana to the last date that will make a week from today, next Saturday, Kencom, hapo kwa city clock, saa nane, and you went home in faith knowing it's done. Okay, back to you, Chris.
You talk about Kencom. I remember one time when we had a date and we were supposed to meet at the clock. No, at Kencom, but we didn't say where. So this one is waiting
on this fire.
Clock, this one is waiting. And we went home. Each went home after hours.
Yes.
And that Monday, because there were no mobile phones. So that Monday when we went to the office and he was, I called him.
The only way we could call was through the office lines. Yes.
And there was fireworks. I mean, how dare you bounce your leg? But I was there. For how long? For 2 hours. I was also there for 2 hours.
Oh my goodness.
So back to this story. Namesake.
Back to Grace.
I feel with you. But yes, you're asking if technology has enhanced this issue of jealousy. Well, technology has come to help us. Let me just say. It has come to help us so that we are able to communicate better.
Yes.
It is not like those days.
Yes.
So if there is a tool that can help, then use the tool. So if somebody is saying that I'm not going to call you or even send a text once, maybe twice or thrice a day, then you can call in the morning and you can also call in the evening. And because you're relating, because you're not even married. I'm imagining now if you're married, I will tell you I love you, and if I change my mind, I will let you know. Or in the morning I'll say good morning. The next time that we'll be talking again, it's the following morning. So because the tools are there, let us use them. So it's true. In that case, then she can be jealous because she knows that there is technology. A text, it may not be a phone call, but just a text, and it may be just a 3-lettered word: I love you, full stop, or I miss you, full stop.
For me, I'm very concerned.
There is a problem.
Grace is just being gracious, but me, I'm concerned.
Grace is being gracious
because if it's happening now in our marriage, that's understandable. But when I was dating, and with this technology, I'll be calling all the time.
And the hormones are there.
I'm telling. So if the person is not calling you, I mean, now I'm dating. Oh no, it's different. It's different from a married couple. Yes, it can't be.
It can't.
So something is wrong.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe he's not in for the, or maybe she's assumed that this guy loves her, or she's assumed that there is a serious relationship.
No, but she's talked about their dating. So for me, I'm not understanding that. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm strong in this. If you are dating and the person calls you once in 24 hours,
you could cheat.
Reevaluate that relationship.
Yes.
Let's talk about where trust was broken. Yeah, and now you have a spouse. Okay, you sorted things out. You forgave one, and she forgave you. He forgave you, but now the trust needs to be rebuilt. So they're on high suspicious alert of every move you make. How do you navigate through such a situation?
And that's a very important question. Once trust has been broken, we become very, very insecure because we now become suspicious simply because of what has happened. And so in navigating that, and the partner, the person who cheated, the person who was, there's always a betrayer and the betrayed.
Yes.
So the betrayer now needs to volunteer more information than necessary. Volunteer, not to be extracted from, but you volunteer. Say I'm in such a place. Sometimes I remember reading a book, and it was very interesting. You know, when I'm somewhere with you, Jemo, and I'm calling Grace, I am in this place. In fact, yes, Jemo, just talk to him, and Grace confirms to Jemo that actually I am in family. I am a selfie. Exactly. Yes. It just helps in rebuilding the trust. Once you've broken the trust, it's your responsibility now to help building it, and that then means you going the extra mile in volunteering extra information, saying where I'll be if plans change, quickly communication. That's where technology now helps, because selfie, you can take a selfie, you can show exactly where you are, you can call and say this is where I am. I pick up our phones all the time because you see when you are cheating, there are times simply become a zimwa. Yes, and nobody knew what happened in that gap of time. So you just it will be extra work.
Yes.
But if done properly, you can help to restore the relationship. But for the betrayed as well, also to be a bit gracious. You know, sometimes don't be too much push somebody to the wall. Especially if they have now repented. Repentance means not just saying I'm sorry. There's a change of heart, there's a change of behavior.
Yes.
Yeah. So also be gracious now and begin to bring them back, not punishing them for what they did. And trust can be rebuilt.
I like the fact that you've said that the betrayer, the responsibility lies on them. Because sometimes you get into a situation where si ulinisamehe, tena unanisuspect.
Yes.
You know, but yes, I forgave you, but the character is still the same.
Exactly.
You still have all these passwords. You're still not telling me where you are. I'm still the one looking out for you. You know, so you blame the other person. She's so jealous, but her jealousy is founded on something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
And maybe to add on that, also apart from just volunteering information, your phone now, the passwords should be removed. Your phone should be easily accessible. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, so if you're still hiding the phone, it triggers something in your spouse. Because that's what happened when you cheated. So if you're still continuing the same behavior, then nothing has changed. But if now your phone is there, she can always pick your phone. She can go through your SMSs, and and hopefully you don't delete some. Then it helps rebuild trust.
Okay. One of the things that couples don't know is that when there is a situation like this, you cannot do it on your own. You need somebody else to come and see what you're not seeing. Because if I was the one who betrayed, the trust, and the trust was broken, then as much as Barnabas is trying to tell me you need to do this, I'll always feel like you've not forgiven me. We are still at the same place. You haven't forgiven me. But you need somebody else to come and help you see the things that you're not seeing. So maybe you'd want to go to a counselor or a therapist or a coach, whoever it is, so that they can help you now bring some things to the surface, because sometimes we are dealing with the leaves, but they are root problems. So we need to deal with the root problem. Because the root problem could be that this person, before you got married to him, he was already cheating. There were already trust issues before even you got married. So what you're dealing with a big problem. You're not dealing with just the leaves. So you need a third party to come into that situation.
And I think the same thing with jealousy. When there's overly jealous to beyond a particular extreme. You're all jealous, we have agreed. But now when you're overly jealous, you're always constantly suspicious.
Yeah, the investigator.
Yes, there is a root problem. And it may not necessarily be that somebody cheated. It just issues from your past. You know, you there's some shaky things, issues of self-esteem. That also needs a professional to help you identify and help you understand why are you not being suspicious or not secure in your marriage.
Okay. Some comments coming through. Sandra, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in today. Sandra says, I see nothing wrong with someone calling once a day. I'm married now to the best man on earth. Congratulations to you. You say he really loves me, but while dating, we talked once a day most of the time. He is an engineer and busy all the time. But when he calls, we stayed like an hour on phone and that's it. Dating also requires maturity and understanding. Now we are married. We speak almost 5 times a day, talking about children, us, work, and other concerns. They talked for an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it could be once, but for an hour.
Yes.
I think the quality here is key. So probably our earlier column was concerned because maybe it's not as long. But just the fact that she raised it, I think, is a concern for her.
Yes.
Yeah, but if your husband called for, and I know sometimes depending on where they're working, the situation, the job situation, it can be tight. But whenever they get the opportunity, they make the most out of it. Yeah, so it's not just about the quantity, how many times you call, but also the quality.
Yes.
Like Sandra is saying there, is important. Yeah, you can call once, yes, but it's for a long time.
Yeah, it's one long call, and you feel that, yes, you have really nailed it. You feel the concern, you feel the love, you feel the care, you feel the connection.
Yeah.
But for this other lady to raise this as a concern, it means that, well, it could be one call, one phone call, but it's haina uzito. It is just, I have called you because I have to call you.
I've punched my card.
Yes, at least I have called you.
Yes.
At least I call you once a day. But there is nothing that is really, of good substance there.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name, okay, let's not say her name. I'm so jealous of my husband and I'm insecure because he has cheated on me more than 3 times. I'm so sad because right now I'm about to lose my marriage. I don't trust him anymore.
Yeah, that's understandable. The jealousy there is understandable because the person has proven not to be trustworthy. Exactly, and so we really feel for her. It's a very difficult situation to be because if it's once, we can understand. You can repent, turn around, change your behavior, and make the most of your marriage. But if it's a 3rd time, definitely something is wrong with that person.
I have a big problem with my marriage. My wife always comes late from work, but when I talk about it, she feels irritated. Secondly, we don't trust each other completely, and it's like I'm tired with this marriage since we don't even talk to each other, and it has been so long. What should I do?
There is already a trust issue.
Yeah.
Which has to be resolved.
Yeah.
So the coming late may not be the issue. Those are leaves. So let's deal with the root problem, which is the trust issue. And that they may not be able, like what we said earlier, you may not be able to handle it on your own. You need a third party, yes, to see things that you're not seeing.
Okay. So they need to consult.
They need to consult.
They need help. I agree with Grace. It's a trust issue. So the other things that are happening are just extensions of the root problem. Yeah. So if once there's not trust, if somebody is coming late, already in your mind, alikuwa na mtu mwingine. Even though she could have been genuinely late at a place of work.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Hey, that's a great topic, but I wonder, we are always discussing the challenges in marriage. Is there anything good that we can say about marriage? Oh, yeah. We are talking about good things.
Yes.
Don't just look at it from the negative.
Yes.
And if you've really been following this show, that's why we talk about such things in this show, because we want to build our marriage. Because sometimes we are so naive. Yeah.
Yes.
It is said to be forewarned is to be forearmed.
Yes.
And sometimes you may be making your wife jealous and you don't know.
Easy,
you may
exactly.
be making your husband jealous and you don't know. Or you may be there and you don't know how to deal with it. And the marriage ends up breaking up. But you listen to a show like this and you get some information and you deal with it, and it takes your marriage to a whole new level.
Definitely. And this can also provoke other conversations.
Yes.
How many couples are there, many married people who have never even talked about this? And and probably there's a potential jealousy brewing.
Exactly.
And so as we begin to have these conversations, then I realize, oh, okay, so you don't like it when I do this, or when I handle ladies this way, or when I handle other men like this.
Yeah.
And that can help the couple even now build boundaries, agree on what to do, how to handle the opposite sex. So I think these are conversations that help improve and better our marriages.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because they are offering solutions.
Yes.
We are not just giving you, we are not just painting problems like a lot of programs do.
Yes.
Because they want to be sensational.
Yeah.
Painting problems and then leaving you hanging. No, we offer you solutions. We connect you with people who can take this conversation to a deeper level than we can here on radio and TV, and marriages are being healed and being saved.
Yes.
Okay. Parting shot, because I can see our time is almost coming to an end. I'm about to start hearing voices in my head.
Okay.
You know, so what? Maybe one or two tips you can give us on how to strengthen trust. Yeah, because opportunities for jealousy will present themselves.
Okay. One, first and foremost, let us create safe spaces in our homes, in our marriages, where we can be open and honest with one another. We can say what we like, we can say what we are uncomfortable with, without being judged or condemned. That's very, very important. Let's be very authentic in our relationships.
Yes.
You see, that comes in with the first part. When it's a safe environment, I'm free to be me and be real and be very authentic and share areas where I'm struggling. It could just be my own personal struggle.
Yeah.
And my spouse can help me. Then maybe I need to seek help. Maybe it's issues from my past that I need to deal with, so that I can remove those things that can maybe cause me to be insecure in the relationship and be overly jealous, and without that jealousy, it can lead me to do something that probably is not helpful to the marriage. So let's create a safe space where we can have open and honest conversations, and let's be authentic with one another.
Okay. Grace?
The Bible says that our Lord is also a jealous God, and so there is healthy jealousy, but there is also unhealthy jealousy.
Yeah.
So let's guard ourselves so that we don't go to the unhealthy jealousy, but we have healthy jealousy, so that we build our marriages and they are strong, like what he's saying. So that we are building fences to the little foxes not coming in and spoiling the vine, because it is those small little foxes that will come and spoil the vine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Asanteni sana.
Karibu.
Tumeni salamu. Mtatuma salamu leo.
Tumetuma salamu kwa watu wetu wote.
Watu Nguyas
wote. Yeah. We love you and we appreciate all you listeners. And it's always a pleasure to be here and just to share and to hear your questions. Thank you all of you who have sent your questions.
Yeah.
It just helps to enrich the conversation.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Tumetuma salamu. Ni moja.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time for our conversation for today. I hope that you've picked something, or several things that can help you where your relationship is concerned, because truth be told, we all get to that place. If you are in a relationship, I am sure you found yourself in that place where you are jealous. You know, back in the day, there used to be a song about jealousy, if you are from my generation. And so I hope that you don't allow it to get into that place where it's negative. It begins to tear you apart. It should be something that, I love what Pastor Barnabas has said, that you can come together and have honest conversations where you can tell your wife, by the way, when you wear that dress and you go to work, that dress, I think, ni yangu peke yangu. Just honest conversations to build up your relationship.